There's a machine on your street corner that works 24 hours a day, never takes a break, never calls in sick, and never asks for a salary. It sits there quietly while you walk past it every single day. And here's what almost nobody knows. That machine might not belong to a bank at all. It might belong to a truck driver from Ohio, or a school teacher from Texas, or a college student who watched one YouTube video and took a chance. Because every time you tap that screen and pull out $20, somewhere, a complete stranger just made money off you. $2, $3, sometimes more. And when you multiply that by hundreds of transactions a month across multiple machines, something strange happens. A metal box becomes a paycheck. Today, thousands of ordinary people across America own private ATMs, and some of them are quietly earning more from these boxes than from their actual jobs. So the question is simple. How much money does an ATM machine actually make? Stay with me, because the answer is going to change the way you look at every street corner in your city. Let's clear up the biggest misunderstanding first. When most people see an ATM, they assume it belongs to a bank. Chase, Barclays, Wells Fargo. And yes, banks own plenty of them. But look closer. That ATM inside the gas station, the one at the corner store, the barbershop, the nightclub, the food truck festival, there's a good chance it's privately owned. In the United States alone, there are roughly 450,000 ATMs, and industry estimates say more than half of them are independently owned. Not by corporations, by regular people. And they all exist for one beautiful reason. The surcharge fee. You know that annoying message. This machine will charge you $3. Do you accept? Everyone hates that screen. Everyone presses yes anyway. And that little moment of frustration is the entire business model. Because when you press yes, that fee doesn't vanish into some bank's giant vault. Most of it goes straight into the pocket of whoever owns the machine. The average surcharge in America is now around $3, and in places like casinos, nightclubs, and stadiums, it climbs to $5, $6, even $10. $10 just to access your own money. It sounds outrageous. It is outrageous, and it's completely legal. Now here's where it gets interesting, because the numbers are smaller than you think, and that's exactly what makes them shocking. A brand new ATM machine costs between $2,000 and $3,000. Used ones sell for even less. That's it. That's the entry ticket. Not $4 million like a car wash, not $500,000 like a franchise. $2,000 or $3,000, roughly the price of a decent laptop and a vacation. You buy the machine, you sign a simple agreement with a store owner, you load it with cash, and you're officially in the money business. But hold on. Before you rush to buy one, you need to understand how the money actually flows, because this is where 90% of beginners get confused. An ATM makes money per transaction. Let's say your machine charges $3 and gets 200 transactions a month. That's $600 in fees. From that, you typically pay the store owner a small cut, maybe 50 cents per transaction, for letting your machine sit in their shop. You pay a small processing fee. What's left, roughly $400 to $500, is yours every month. From one metal box that you visit maybe once a week to refill, now $400 or $500 a month doesn't sound like retirement money. And you're right, it isn't. One ATM will not change your life. But here's the secret that separates hobbyists from real operators. Nobody stops at one. The moment your first machine proves itself, you buy a second, then a fourth, then a 10th. A person with 10 well-placed machines, each doing 200 transactions a month, is collecting $4,000 to $5,000 in monthly profit. That's $60,000 a year. But every one of those empires lives or dies on a single word: location. And I mean this more seriously than you can imagine. An ATM in the wrong spot is just expensive furniture. The best locations share one rule: places where people need cash and can't easily get it anywhere else. Bars and nightclubs because nobody wants to open a tab at 2 in the morning. Tattoo parlors and barbershops where many still prefer cash. Convenience stores in neighborhoods far from any bank. Festivals, fairs, and food truck parks where a single weekend can produce a month's worth of transactions. The most legendary spots? Casinos and strip clubs, where machines charging $8 a transaction still stay busy all night because desire has never once in human history read the fee screen. And this brings us to a strange twist. You've heard for years that cash is dying. Tap to pay, Apple Pay, cards everywhere. So logically, ATMs should be going extinct, right? Here's the paradox. As banks close branches, and they're closing thousands of them across the US and UK, entire neighborhoods are losing access to cash. The banks leave, but the demand for cash doesn't. And guess what fills the gap? Private ATMs. Every closed bank branch is a business opportunity for the guy with a $2,000 machine. Cash usage is shrinking, yes. But the number of places to get cash is shrinking faster. And when supply falls faster than demand, the survivors win bigger. Now let's talk about the part of this business nobody puts in the YouTube thumbnails: the problems. Because they're real. First, the cash itself. An ATM is useless when it's empty, which means you are the ones stuffing it with money. A busy machine might need $2,000 to $3,000 loaded every week. Multiply that across 10 machines, and suddenly you're driving around town with $20,000 in a backpack. Which brings us to problem number 2. Risk. People steal ATMs. They chain them to pickup trucks and rip them out of walls. It happens enough that insurance for this business is its own industry. Smart operators bolt their machines into concrete, install cameras, and never refill at the same time every week. Problem 3 is boring but deadly: compliance. Because ATMs move cash, governments watch them closely for money laundering. You'll need a business entity, a bank that actually allows ATM businesses, and clean records of every dollar. Skip the paperwork, and this cute side hustle can turn into a legal nightmare. There's also a quieter enemy: the slow fade. A location that did 200 transactions a month can drop to 80 when a new bank opens nearby, or when the neighborhood changes, or when the store itself loses customers. Unlike a car wash, though, here's the beautiful part. Your ATM has wheels, metaphorically speaking. Bad location? So who's actually winning at this game? Let me tell you about the operators the industry quietly talks about. There are people who started with one machine outside a laundromat and now run root businesses worth millions. Companies like Cardtronics, before being acquired for over $2 billion, built a network of hundreds of thousands of machines. $2 billion for a company whose entire business was the $3 fee you grumble about. And on the smaller side, there are countless documented operators earning $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month from the routes they service one day a week. Are those numbers guaranteed? Absolutely not. For every winner, There's someone whose machine sits in a dead store doing 11 transactions a month. The machine doesn't make the money. The location does. And that's really the psychology at the heart of this entire business. An ATM sells the same thing a vending machine sells: convenience. Human beings will happily pay $3 to avoid a 10-minute drive. They'll pay $8 at a concert because the alternative is missing the show. The fee isn't a charge for money. It's a charge for right here, right now. And as long as human beings remain impatient, which, let's be honest, is forever, that fee screen will keep getting tapped. So, let's answer the question properly. How much money does an ATM machine make? One machine in an average location makes $300 to $600 a month in profit. A great location, $1,000 to $2,000. A poor location, almost nothing. But a route of 10 solid machines realistically produces $50,000 to $70,000 a year for a few hours of work each week. And the biggest operators, the ones running hundreds of machines, have turned pocket change into fortunes. The ATM business will never look impressive. There's no showroom, no brand, no glory, just a metal box in the corner of a store, quietly collecting $3 at a time, day after day, year after year. And maybe that's the biggest lesson hiding inside this entire story. The loudest businesses get the attention. The quiet ones get the money. So the next time that screen asks if you'll accept a $3 fee, go ahead and press yes. Somewhere, a stranger will thank you. Or better yet, become the stranger.